Heggie Daily Success Strategies. Thanks for being with me again today. I hope you had a great weekend. Today we're going to be talking about desire, imagination, and visualization. But first of all, I want to start off. It's Monday, same thing we do every Monday. What is it that you want to accomplish this week? So on Friday, you can look back and say it's been a successful week and you're closer to your bigger goals. So leave me a DM, send me a message, jeff@jeffheggie.com, or wherever you're listening to this. Leave a comment and tell us what you're going to be accountable for, and we'll reflect back on it on Friday. So in High Achievers Mindset Secrets, in the third module, we talk about visualization, imagination, desire, and how those all impact your mindset, how it impacts your goals and your future and all those things. You know, Sharma says that everything's created twice, the first time in the mind, the second time in reality. So one of the things we look at, is it possible for you to pronounce your future and have it come to be? Now, I've talked a lot about Neville before, and one of the things that he says is, not one thing has appeared in man's world, but that which man's decreed that it should. And in other words, saying that everything that we have in this world began as a thought, began in someone's imagination. You know, you look at rockets, planes, trucks, cars, anything we have, iPhones, whatever you're listening to this on, it all started as in someone's imagination. They created in their mind before they created in reality. And your thoughts, they're so powerful. I last week I put a post on Instagram talking about the power of your thoughts, and if you realized how powerful your thoughts were, you'd never say a negative thing in your life, because you realize that those things you say can really impact your future. But your thoughts are either your limitations or your path to freedom. And the life you're living is really a result of your conscious and subconscious being, the thoughts that you're having and the things that are created from those thoughts. You know, in Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill said there's no limitation to the mind except for those which we acknowledge. And that's really true. It's the things that we acknowledge, whether it's consciously or subconsciously, that are going to come to pass. So what we want to start with is desire. What is desire? Desire is the starting point of all achievement, is what Napoleon Hill said. And many failures come for a lack of desire, a lack of passion, and a lack of direction. And our desire is knowing what we want and knowing what it is and what success means to us and what our future is. You know, Stephen Covey taught, begin with the end in mind. Know where you're going. And when you have that desire, you know where that end is. You know that in your imagination, you know where you want to end up. And so when we use our imagination and visualization, we can create those things and create where we're going. In Thou Shalt Prosper, Rabbi Daniel Lapin wrote about visualizing your future. And to summarize it, he basically said, if you can't visualize it, there's no use even starting. You've got to be able to visualize it before you try to even begin. And so when we start talking about visualization and the power of visualization, you know, our imagination can create so much, but we've got to be able to visualize ourselves doing these things before that our RAS and all these different factors can come into play to help bring it to our physical world. We have to put ourselves in that position. And Neville Goddard hit one of the things that I really love that he teaches, is you've got to think, rather than of the end or of that thing you're trying to accomplish, you've got to think from it. And the way I like to explain it is, rather than visualizing, looking on as if you're watching a movie, you've got to put yourself in that movie. You've got to be part of it. You've got to be in it and use that visualization to experience it and really be a part of it. We must use imagination masterfully, not as an onlooker thinking of the end, but as a partaker thinking from the end. We must actually be there and be in the imagination. If we do this, our subjective experience will realize itself objectively. In his book, Golf My Way, Jack Nicklaus said, I never hit a shot, even in practice, without having a very sharp, in-focus picture of it in my head. It's like a color movie. First, I see the ball where I want it to finish, nice and white and sitting up high on the bright green grass. Then the scene quickly changes and I see the ball going there, its path, trajectory, and shape, even its behavior on landing. Then there's a sort of fade out, and the next scene shows me making the kind of swing that I will turn the previous images into reality. So, you know, whether we're thinking of the next action we're going to take or our long-term future. This visualization is a powerful tool that we can use ourselves. And some of the greatest achievements that have happened in life began as a dream. They've all began as a dream because they've got to be manifested in our minds, in our imagination, before we can make them reality. And so if we really want to create the future that we desire, we've got to have a clear future, a clear picture of what that is, and use your imagination, use your visualization to make that happen. One of the best things I suggest doing with my clients is before you go to bed. That time when your head hits the pillow to when you fall off to sleep. It's a great time to use to visualize that future, those goals, those things that you're trying to work for, and really put yourself in them. Don't just be thinking of them. Don't think of them as an observer. Put yourself in those goals and achieving those things and really make it real to you. And then as you fall off to sleep, let your subconscious continue to work on that. And it's the first step in really creating the future that you desire. But as I said, in Thou Shalt Prosper, Rabbi Daniel Lapin talked about it, that if you can't visualize it, if you can't see it, there's no use starting it. You've got to be able to visualize it and see it before you're going to ever achieve it. But thanks, appreciate you being with me. Love it for you to go check out this program. Go to mindset.jeffheggie.com and you'll be able to find out more. And if this is stuff that you think would be helpful in what you're trying to do, and you want to find out more about these strategies and how you could implement them, send me a DM, say I'm interested, and let's set up a free 45-minute strategy call and we can talk about this. Thanks for being with me, and we'll see you again tomorrow.